Hello, my friend. My name is David McLeod, and I am your life mastery coach and a senior partner at the Wellness Universe. I'm the lead author of the #1 international best-selling book, Gifts of Wisdom, Practices for Healing and Empowerment, and also one of the co-authors of the best-selling series, The Wellness Universe Guide to Complete Self-Care. Welcome to Life Mastery Soul Memos, my monthly series designed to help you expand and magnify your life, one simple idea at a time. This is episode 57, Tame Your Ego with Love. We've all heard spiritual teachers telling us things like silence the ego, transcend the mind, or even kill the false self. On some level, it sounds profound, maybe even liberating, until you actually try it. Then you realize something. You can't grow spiritually by waging war on yourself. Violence of any kind is not the answer. The ego mind isn't some villain to be destroyed. It's a tool, one that can either enslave you or serve you, depending on how you relate to it. The key isn't annihilation, it's integration. Today we're going to explore a different approach, one where we befriend the ego, tame it with love, and allow our true essence, the soul, to shine through. First, let's clarify some terms. The ego is the part of you that says, I am my thoughts, my achievements, my failures. It's the voice that compares, competes, and craves validation. It's not evil, it's just limited. The soul, or true self, is the deeper awareness that watches everything, including the ego. It's the silent observer, the part of you that knows without thinking. It doesn't need to prove anything because it already is. In some ways, the ego mind can be thought of as a hyperactive assistant who keeps interrupting your meditation to remind you of your to-do list. Annoying? Sure. But fire this assistant and suddenly you forget to pay bills or show up to meetings. The ego mind has its uses. We just need to put it in its proper place. Many spiritual traditions warn against the ego mind because it distorts reality. It makes us believe we're separate from others, fueling fear, jealousy, and insecurity. But here's the thing. The ego mind isn't the problem. Identification with it is. The moment you begin to believe you are your ego mind, that's when things start to go bad. When we mistake ourselves for the ego mind, we suffer. But when we recognize it as just one aspect of our being, we are empowered to regain control. Before we dismiss the ego as a nuisance, let's acknowledge its undeniable benefits, backed by science, no less. 1, it helps us survive, literally. The ego is wired for self-preservation. Studies in neuroscience show that the default mode network, DMN, the brain system linked to egoic thinking, helps us navigate social hierarchies, anticipate threats, and plan for the future. Without it, we'd walk into traffic or forget to eat. For example, imagine you're hiking and see a snake. Your ego screams, danger, before you even consciously process it. That's the ego keeping you alive. 2, it drives achievement. Want to build a business? Write a book? Get in shape? You need egoic motivation. Research in psychology confirms that a healthy sense of self-efficacy, belief in your abilities, is crucial for success. The trick is not to allow yourself to be defined by your accomplishments. For example, many top athletes use ego-driven visualization to enhance performance. But the best ones also know how to detach from specific outcomes. 3, it creates boundaries. Ever met someone who's too spiritually detached? They let people walk all over them because it's all love, man. The ego mind helps us say no when necessary, a skill backed by studies on assertiveness and mental health. Balance is key. Too much ego leads to arrogance. Too little ego leads to being treated like a doormat. So the ego mind isn't the enemy. The real problem happens when the ego mind is given too much latitude. Then it may hijack the driver's seat and refuse to let the soul take the wheel. Now, the million-dollar question is, how do we tame the ego without going to war with it? Well, here are some suggestions. 1. Notice it without judgment. Next time your ego throws a tantrum, "They ignored me, I'm a failure." Don't suppress it, just watch and acknowledge. Say, there's my ego again. This simple act of observation weakens its grip. Here's a little exercise you can do. For one day, notice your thoughts and decide the source. Label your thoughts as either ego or soul. You'll quickly see which one's running the show. 2, ask yourself, how is this idea serving me? Not all thoughts deserve your attention. When the ego spirals into worry or self-doubt, ask yourself, is this helping me or just making me miserable? If it's the latter, gently redirect. For example, you might notice your ego mind trying to stop you from doing something. It might say, you're just going to embarrass yourself. You can certainly avoid embarrassment if you want to, but instead you might try reminding yourself that you have lived through embarrassment before, and you've usually learned something from it. So you might reply to your ego mind, thanks for the warning, but I've got this. 3, practice soul-centered activities. The soul speaks consistently but quietly. To hear the soul, you must tune into the silence. Open yourself up by doing some or all of the following. Meditate. Even 5 minutes a day shifts your focus inwards. Create. Art, music, writing, anything that bypasses overthinking. Serve others. The ego mind isn't too fond of this, which is how you know it works. Here's a pro tip. Nature is a powerful ego dissolver. A walk in the woods reminds you of your unique place in the world and how connected you really are. 4, laugh at yourself. The ego takes itself way too seriously. The moment you can laugh at your own neuroses, you've already won. Try this. Next time you catch yourself obsessing over a trivial mistake, say, "Wow, ego, you're really committed to this storyline, aren't you?" Don't think in terms of silencing, or even worse, killing the ego mind. Instead, enroll it as part of your support system and remind it often about who is really in charge. Imagine your soul as the sovereign in your realm and the ego mind as a loyal advisor, or sometimes as the court jester. A good advisor offers counsel, but knows when to shut up and let the ruler rule. So next time your ego starts ranting, don't fight it. Thank it for its input. Then kindly show it the door. Because your true freedom isn't about destroying the ego mind, it's about outgrowing it. If you like being inspired by people who learn from their circumstances and embrace the wisdom that emerges naturally out of those situations, then you'll love my new book, Gifts of Wisdom, Practices for Healing and Empowerment. Head over to Amazon right now and grab a copy for yourself, and maybe one for a friend as well. Also, if you're looking for articles, videos, and other powerful content that can help you to improve your life, please check out my website at magnifessence.com. This is a powerful membership and personal growth website geared toward helping people to remember the truth of who they really are and to express and experience the fullness of who they really are. There's a lot of great material on that website, so please don't pass it up. Head over to magnifessence.com right away and check out this really cool membership site. Remember, friend, you cannot grow spiritually by denying, punishing, or killing the ego. Bring compassion, forgiveness, and love to the ego, and it will become your servant rather than your master. Let me know how this goes. Feel free to reach out to me directly if you would like some one-on-one support. See you next time on Life Mastery Soul Memos. Bye for now.